I remember growing up 70s and almost all the commercials they had, like about federal something something. You could write to Pueblo, Colorado. Pueblo, Colorado. Almost everything was in Pueblo, Colorado. And you're like, well, it's a military region. It's got certain strategic significance, like Air Force Academy, Peterson Air Force Base, you know, Los Alamos, places that have strategic significance for military maneuvers. It's pretty weird. Yeah, there's lots of things that have that. Well, there's things that there's like in Sierra Vista and here they have these magnetic certain things with certain rocks and things that can produce energy and stuff like that that they mine for and look for. They go looking for certain phenomenons that make the capacity to manipulate invention to feel powerful. You know how they are. Old Sheriff John Brown, right? Like that asshole with the lovings, I'm his wife. Not here, you ain't. Right? Gets her into jail and says he's gonna has people sexually assault her and stuff. Yeah, you believe it. You know those type, right? I had that one video on there with those rednecks with the girl screaming. They come up and they come right into the one guy that shows up and says, "Would you be scared of them? They look like something from The Walking Dead and all that." You get the one black guy replying on it that looks like Danny's. That looks like he played ball like Danny's cousin, right? What you talking about? You get your ass kicked, especially by the Nazi-looking one. Okay. The Nazi one with the tattoos, yeah, he'd kick your ass real fast. You can tell by just the way he's walking. Yeah, I would be willing to bet, how they get that with some guys. It's like, no, pretty much you can size up a situation pretty fast. Like Davy and Goliath, you go knock the baddest one of them out. The rest of their courage evaporates with his ego. Bam! Oh, fuck. Yeah. So, Boagrius! Yeah, oh, God damn, it's a Brad Pitt movie. We're feeling awfully sexy today. Make it stop. Man, guys, I'm working on it. This shit is really fucking hard. It's real hard, man. They'll do anything to sell you dog food in a box. Say your pet loves you more than I do, and you love your pet more than me. Yeah, I understand you love your pet more than me because your pet reflects to you the affection you show it because you're terrified of me. And if I am revealed to the world, you don't get to sell people dog food in a box and be a millionaire and be on Shark Tank. I understand, asshole. Sheriff John Brown always hated me for what? I don't know. Every time I plant a seed, I say kill it. He say kill it before it grow, right? And so it's hard to get across to your son. Well, my sister and my first ex-wife are very similar. If they like something, they take it. Okay. Stephanie took all my music, all my stuff. It was hers. We got married. She claimed it. She took it. Right. Teresa's still a lot of ways is probably the same way. Except now she's got her ass kicked because she showed her ass all the time. Because her brother's the Messiah and everybody was watching. So she's got to go through with her money and do good things with her money because she's got money to do good things with. And Earl, you're a bum. You don't have any money. Yeah, but I kicked the ass of all the pimps that cause prostitutes to run around town spending all their money saying they're stimulating the economy and they're the best money mender spender. It's like, yeah, and I know what the fuck I'm doing. I know how to take Sheriff John Brown and kick him in his hind parts. You know what I'm saying? No, but I'm not saying my brother-in-law's that way. They all feel that way. They all feel that way. Even the best Festivus for the rest of us, Well, I had an excellent career and a job. You know how easy it is to give you an excellent job and an excellent career and a pretty easy life to get through? And then when something tragic comes up and hits you, it's, oh, Lord Jesus, save us. It's over. And I'm sitting there going, I think the tragic shit is hitting you because Rockefeller's knocking you in your balls to get you to understand the truth. And you're too damn blind to see it. Life's eternal, grace is infinite, share, care, given according to need, built to last. So how do you do that? Share, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Stand up with the living Messiah. You cannot invent a comic book character that's better than me. Because they're not fucking real. Okay? That's Brie Larson. That's Jason Momoa. That's Dwayne Rock Johnson. Okay. That's a human being with lots of money and no idea what's whack and what's dope, and spends a little bit too much time in the locker room getting sexy to fuck. Okay. I don't have to spend a lot of time in the locker room to get sexy to fuck. I've been getting abused by people that spend a lot of time in the locker room getting sexy to fuck because they have the best tech support and the best, oh, well, he's going to make you a superstar. He's going to give you stem cell research to make you the best athlete ever, better than Pele. No, why? Because Pele didn't get stem cell research to be the best player ever. You really think that's a fair comparison? You think it's fair to compare Bart Starr to Tom Brady? They didn't rig and fix the games to the same capacity that they did back in Bart Starr's era. And you're like, but they could have? Yeah, especially since, but they had black guys on the Green Bay Packers too. But they were playing the black guys and the white guys that wanted to go play with the black guys more money in the AFL. I understand the ABA and the NBA and the NFL and the AFL. I know how it works. I'm not fucking stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. I was born in the United States of America. My two favorite athletes growing up were Gus Williams and Dennis Johnson, old Sam Shulman over there. You know what I'm saying? I understand how the fuck for the buck works and how Lenny didn't have any real power or capacity to manipulate or stop the business deals. Mom was upset because Paul Westphal was sitting in the room. She went there and tried to get an appointment before they traded for Westphal to keep DJ. She said it was a personality conflict that could be dealt with if you just could deal with the situation, show these two young men the respect they deserve, and then understand why they're reacting the way they are. And that's what Mom said to Lenny Wilkens. He was like, oh, this woman, she's a, what was it? She's doing, horoscopes, stuff. She's doing that, but she makes a lot of sense. She's very intelligent. She's very astute. She does more than just read horoscopes and understand horoscopes. She just knew that there were certain tendencies to emotional reactions to the way people are, where they're born and what time they're born. Okay. And that's how you get astrology. Is that what it's called? Horoscopes, astrology? Yeah. And so it holds true with most people. Okay. But it has to be in a certain hemisphere, and it has to be in a certain culture, and the cultures have to be intermingling. So astrology works real good for African, European, and I don't know about indigenous people. You'd have to. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure. No, they're very different. Okay. Yeah. People that are from here have different traits to their zodiac sign. Then there's similarities, of course, okay, but because of the way that because of the equator and so forth and stuff, I don't know if you go to South Africa because the way the winter and the summer change. Like if you go to Australia, if it might affect differently the way people react to their quote zodiac signs. That's why a lot of Australians, after moving from England, become atheists instead of Christians, So. Is that Aleister Crowley? I want to buy his mansion. I'm just kidding around. You're funny. I know. But, yeah, no, it's hard when I make certain ones, and this one started going backwards, and I was like, no, Jeff, you guys deal with it, deal with it. I'm cleaning up this mess. I'm you know me, and and I realize that you're doing a more job at humbly correcting yourself. I don't understand. I kind of get it. Jeff and Dimas kind of explain it to me, because they already did when I watch your thing. If bad actors get a hold of this, and you're like sitting there going, it's bad actors that are doing this. It's okay. Blink twice if you're in trouble. So yeah. So when I got Jeff Hinton and I watched his videos and watched them with Stephen Bartlett and watched I do feel that sometimes with Michio Kaku. I'm really hard on him. Well, yeah, Suzuki gets pissed. Suzuki's the type of person, all or nothing at all. You either get up and stand up. What if they kill you? It's better to stand up being a man for one day than it is to kill yourself every day not being one, right? Zero Suzuki is one of the most beautiful, amazing, kind people in the world, but he does not tolerate excuses for eternity to be fucked because you want to stay alive and be a fucker rather than stand up and be a man so children could be lovers. He gets, Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon. They named me after a goddamn fucking motorcycle. He's very cool. He's one of the coolest people you've ever been able to listen to through one of his best friends. Okay. Same with Sun Yat-sen. Yeah. You're not going to be able to talk to Sun Yat-sen. Why do you think I got the thing with Lopez? We're talking to Sun Yat-sen. They couldn't get him. They couldn't get anybody to channel him like Abraham Hicks and stuff. No, he was not going to talk to them. The only person he's going to talk to is Parsons. Okay. The talking with Suzuki, that's already been done. They closed the door. Everything's good. Let's focus on Parsons. Okay. Well, you got to love your enemy. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Forgive them 7 times upon infinity. We believe in Jesus. He believes in you. Okay, so Confucius and the swordsman of Japan. Here we go. So, you got to understand the way we work and the way you're not working. This ain't working, and when I try to walk away, you hurt yourself to make me stay. This is crazy. Yeah, care for me. You said you'd be there for me, die for me. Why won't you live for me, right? Life's eternal, grace is infinite. I really like that song. It reminded me of my first wife. And my sister? Sure. Patrice? No, Patrice didn't come here. She came here to, have fun with Dad and attack me. And I knew that. That's why I avoided her like the plague. Okay. And I told Dad that, she came here to be buddy with you. She had some things she wanted to do, so wanted from you, because she's sitting there, I want you to do this and do that. And Dad just kind of listened to her and said, yeah, whatever. Okay. You want to sell me solar panels? He didn't say it, but he was thinking it. He's like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that, Patrice. But, me and Dad have already talked about a lot of that stuff. And it's like, no. Nah, he doesn't want people coming in here and setting up and having people that could be up to anything or doing anything or running prostitution or drugs coming up and setting up camp and making money off of it. If he was going to rent a place, he'd probably put the camper there for Earl to stay in, clean up this place and get some really nice kids from the college that would rent the place. And they couldn't throw wild parties, but they'd be like, well, they could have a decent party if they wanted to. I mean, we got the rec hall, and I could get lost in my trailer all night. She'd go, okay, guys, it's when I start playing Levy, it's time to break it up. You're too funny. But Dad would be more inclined to do something like that. My thing was try to get Rocky to come out here in Stelfus and help her, give her some equity for this stuff and help her, so he wouldn't have to do the reverse mortgage. And then she'd have somebody she could trust to be with and work out of the home and be around somebody that would help, but she wouldn't go for that. Well, it's bad here with the diesel engine and the Roundup and all that, but it's way better than living on Mariposa or up near Payne. And, you have nothing but concrete, asphalt right next to the freeways. The city sprays everything with Roundup. Okay. There's no big orchard of pecan trees. That diesel runs all night when they're watering the trees, which we need the water for the trees. If the trees die and we don't have the oxygen from the trees. So, but we're not doing things right. Okay. When you stop running all the cars and paying all the bills and stuff like that, the pesticides and the herbicides and stuff are, well, the herbicides are just not necessary, period. That's just a bullshit genocidal selling point that people accept, and you're like, really? You believe that shit? I'm still smoking the weed, thinking I need that shit, need that hit. Okay, you can't believe I believe that shit. Yeah, I just don't believe that shit. Just because an expert tells you something is so. Oh no, it's perfectly healthy to put plastic and silicone in your breasts. The perfect baby feeders, that to keep us alive. Yeah, no, go ahead and fill them full of crap that's petroleum and death and decay that will seep into your body and kill you immediately, LY. But you'll have fun having sex. The guy will suck those hooties like he's trying to suck a golf ball out of a garden hose, honey. Yeah, that's just not cool. No, it's not. It's like the guy on Out of Sight having the best sex in his life till they fucked him to death in a Florida prison, right? It's horrible, right? But sadomasochism, I don't get it. I'm not a sadomasochist. Okay. I love sex. I love the fact that, we love her smells. We love her taste. We love the feel. We love the, everything. The feel, the look, It's... Nah, you guys, I'm not the type of person that would obsess on Angie Bassett or Javon Rupert, sorry. Javon. That's what I call her. She's not a stallion to me. She's a woman. She's 100% woman. You can't have 110% women. That would be like, God damn, that's too much women. I gotta just stay at 100% and don't try to go overboard. I was just like, what? And then I'll start praying for the end of the time. I'll paradise by the dashboard lights. No, I'm funny. No, women that are very confident and know what they want and are very, much don't like insecure guys or abusive guys and stuff like that. I can kick every guy's ass I need to kick. I'm more intelligent than the most insecure. I got to prove everybody wrong to be the best guy in the room. Women that are very confident and want to love and be loved in return and want to be strong so the children can all stop being bullied and be loved and stuff like that. They thoroughly just like, oh my gosh, I'm having a sultry laugh here. He's the poetry man, right? It just happens. And I can look like Uncle Fester. Okay, because women, they have shallow how moments when they're around assholes and trying to compare assholes to assholes. But when a man shows up, he can be poisoned half to death by all the assholes. And they can be like, boys say, when is he going to give us some room? Girls say, God, I hope he comes back soon. Like the two lesbian ladies in the parking lot at Fry's. No, you're not going anywhere. And they could not stop kissing my hands. I felt like I was Tom Hanks with two cute little blonde Antonio Banderases that survived the Holocaust. Oh my gosh, so cute. They were adorable. Yeah, and the German one, she did it was the German one. And then the other one she was British, or I think, was British? I can't remember. But they both, the one lady that goes both ways, the homosexual lady is so jealous of me. Oh gosh, she's always over there flirting with him and hitting on him. It's like, she's not. She's just really enjoying me. Everybody knows I'm married, and everybody knew that my wife was getting passed around on chat rooms by all the soldiers at the fort too. Yeah, shit. I was born with a small frown, right? Because I was born in a small town. I remember telling Amy that all the time. You say, Amy, okay, in Phoenix, you can fit in and be part of the crowd. Okay, when you live in a town, not a city, okay. You ate at the Mexican food restaurant. You had the enchiladas with the... Yes. Okay, no, try to explain that to her over and over again. When we moved to Sheridan, when we moved to Sierra Vista, when we moved even to Santa Fe. Okay. Santa Fe is only 50 grand, baby girl. Yeah, you can't do the shit you do in Phoenix and disappear into the crowd because you're not Charles Barkley, Madonna, or, or the first Madonna, and still the giver, goddess, and healer of all homosexuals. It's not Barbra Streisand. No, it's Diana Ross. You don't think she knew last night I'm shooting in the barn, I'm coming out, that would be the biggest theme song in the history of homosexuality? She knew. Okay, she knew. She knew who was buttering her bread, like Bo Butto, Mexicans, crew, baby, let's cruise. She knew. Okay, you play to your audience. It's what keeps you with your son saying, "You better get a prenup, damn it! Get a goddamn prenup! Get a prenup! Don't be whitish! Don't be blackish! Be whitish!" No, blackish. Don't fuck with my money. I don't know. Don't be like those naive white people that think she really loves me. Get the goddamn prenup, son. Now go roller skating with Tip Harris and pay your bills. You're funny. I know. Guys, I know how funny I am, guys. You don't have to explain it to me. So I have to explain it to a lot of you. Okay. See, Clarence Darrow was the one that run the case of the Brown versus the Board of Education with creation and evolution, right? And the monkey was dancing for the guy with the little Victrola thing or whatever thing they are. And they thought that, he misunderstood what they were talking about, and they were saying, "You think the monkey committed the crime?" And then he sits there and tells them all, "Oh yeah, well that's just silly," because he didn't want his dad to say that. It's like, no, the guy was committing the crimes, but distracting him with the monkey. Okay. And Frazier thought that the dad was telling his fellow cop friends that the monkey was doing it. It's like, yeah, the monkey was the distraction to do it. Even if the monkey was picking the pockets, it was still had to be trained by the guy who was playing the thing to, to perform the crime. So it was the guy that And so they were saying, you think the monkey did it? And he's like, oh, yeah, well, who would, now that's ridiculous because who would the monkey get to defend him? Clarence Darrow, right? And all the cops sit there and look at him like, what? And he tells that joke to Niles, and Niles is laughing his ass off, just like me and Teresa were laughing our ass off when we're watching it in the break room at Southwest Airlines with, there's nobody funny on it, and there's nobody intelligent on it. It's not funny like cartoons, right? Do you understand? No? Shit. Okay. I'm still explaining my jokes. It's really hard when you have to have an Encyclopedia Britannica and Wikipedia when you have to, when you're telling your jokes and they're all going, wait a minute, okay. Well, I finally got that physics joke. Okay. The blue dress with oh gosh, she looks so good in that. Holy crap. I can't go back and watch it. Because I'm the Messiah, and I start focusing, like I had to do with the poor Kardashians, and I had to go, I got to delete all these. Jennifer Lopez, I can't, no. I have too strong of a presence in people's noggins if I use them for sexual, the only one that, because it's easier if Amy, and with Amy, I answer all the questions about what happened to her and Natalie and how it affects other kids. And that's why I did this. And that's why I did that. And that's why I didn't set up shop with these guys to survive, to, live to fight another day. I'm going to run and live to fight another day. You can't. Life's omnipotent. And life's eternal and grace is omnipotent. And besides, where are you going to go to get away from the surveillance net of all the wackadoodles with so you can't. You have to stand warts and all and go, I have faith in God. I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. Neener. I'm in control of quantum computing. It's like that little sign thing you get at Kohl's. I'm laughing because I'm your Messiah and there's nothing you can do about it. It says I'm your sister and there's nothing you can do about it, but I'm not your sister. But you know what I'm saying? So, okay. So it's hard. So I had to get out of there. Guys, if I still had those pictures I had of Megan Thee Stallion and that one I had of, I don't know if it was actually Oprah or if it was a CGI of Oprah or whatever, stuff like that, I'd still be masturbating to that. And the Kim ones, yeah, it's hard. That Kimmy's a strong kid. She's a strong kid. Yeah. I've used hers a lot. Kylie's really strong too. Yeah, I've used Kylie's too. They didn't show me much of Kindle. Apparently it's hard for Kindle. No, not any of Chloe or Courtney. No, I don't think Courtney has any. But the thing is, if Courtney did, I would. Yeah, she's cute. No, just kidding. She's obnoxious. I thought you said she reminds you of my sister. Yeah, personality-wise, but physically, no, she doesn't resemble my sister at all. She's from the other side of the, of the dance floor with the Polacks and the Puerto Ricans, right? You know what I'm saying? She's cute. Amy says that. Yeah, it's because I think Courtney's an Aries or something. It reminds Amy of Courtney. They don't really look alike. And my favorite was Chloe because Chloe's a Cancer. And my name is Larry. Yeah. So I was like, I like Chloe. Well, I get her. She's Cancer. Yeah. She acts in a lot of ways. Her moods are a lot like mine and the way she reacts to people and how she's, something's wrong with my baby. Something's wrong with me. That's how we Cancers are. Some people come in and start doing that. Okay, you're about to get your ass kicked. I'm a real sweetheart. I'm in my shell. But when they come out, and me, I think like a Leo. So, I think like a lion. So everybody's like, God damn, I thought he was a Cancer. Well, his Mercury's in Leo. But it's not square my Mars. There you go. So old Miriam, what were you doing? You went and played basketball. You were acting like a bitch, so I got lost. That time of the month. Oh, fuck you, Parsons. You wish, but not now. It's that time of the month. I will get you chocolates and almonds and rub your feet. And yeah. And I know you don't want to take a bath when it's that time of the month. So you can go in there and take a shower. And when you come out, I'll rub your feet some more and give you some more chocolate and tell you, I'm going to go play basketball the moment you get real bitchy. Okay, I love you too. I'm a man. Yes, I am. And I can't help but love you so. It's what? Don't tell me the rest of y'all aren't thinking it. It's sacred baths. You give her a shower, chocolates, almonds. God damn, everything she needs to get through it. And okay, I'm replenishing. I'm putting in my iron. The dark chocolate is helping get the stuff in too. The iron pills clog me up, but there's iron in the almonds, which it says that's why they're sacred to women during their cycle. Everything these people believe in is just simply superstitious. You didn't think that it was, never mind. Yeah, geologist. But so you're like sitting there going, no, dude, look, Everything has a form of eternal forms of understanding of mathematics and scientific observation, analysis, and processing, regardless of how superstitious you think it is. Okay. I mean, if it's obviously wrong, there's obviously elements of truth to it. You know, like the bull story on the No Story for Old Men. Is that a true story? Well, there's elements of truth in it, right? With Kate Winslet and Tommy Lee Jones. So you guys understand, right? I've been getting huge waves of just women and emotion today from the celebrity crowd, and I've been trying desperately to tune them out. So I went to Puebla, Colorado. Yeah, we're going to go back to Orem, Utah. Yeah, I want to know why that guy was trying to hit my Daniel in the back of the head, and Ronaldo hit him in the back of his. And I want to know why all those government operations at Pueblo, Colorado still think they're operating when money's not real. You know, I want to know what makes you cry. You know, I have to know. So I didn't want to, but I put in 2 more teams to go 20 and stuff. So, you know, but we're connecting to these universities. Most of them are Division II schools that most of you have never heard of. Okay, this used to be Southern Colorado, CSU Pueblo. Okay, the other one is Utah Valley Wolverines, right? Most of you have never heard of them. We already talked about the other schools that we have. Okay, we all know Western New Mexico is a Division II school. The other one that's kind of weird and out of joint on this one is Cal Poly, but they gave me the stuff available and I used it. Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Okay. The other one, that's Eastern New Mexico. We should all kind of expect that. Not happy that they're having me do pay-per-view for things now. West Texas, that's where my brother and my brother-in-law went to school. NAU, the town where I was conceived. In the town where I was conceived. South Dakota State. Dallin Larson, man, and my Gordon Loftus. Colorado Mesa. Kelly Jack Green's people have connections to Colorado Mesa, and you know how I am about my Ray Ray Shanae. UT Permian Basin. Yeah, we all know I have family there. From, you know, Ducky's kids to Suarez, right? You know, out that way. So, you know, I'm going to connect there, right? It's prayer. Dixie State, which is no longer Dixie State. It's called Utah Tech University near Lake Powell, and where Brigham Young's from, you know, stuff like, because I don't have access to Southern Utah. Maybe when I get my new controllers, we'll go do basketball again there. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm in no hurry. If I broke her heart, won't you tell her I'm sorry? Okay. New Mexico Highlands University. We all know about that. Western State University. Earl contemplated going there for years. Cal State Los Angeles, where Jalen Penny went to school, and is the one place where most Hispanics in Los Angeles survive genocidal warfare to the best of their abilities. So you know me. Chico, don't be discouraged. And then UT Rio Grande Valley for similar reasons, but in the Rio Grande Valley of Texas. And then, of course, there's Fort Lewis, another school I considered going to, like Western State, which is a Navajo, largely you know, it's Hispanic, but also Navajo, very much Dene. Okay, so yeah, of course I'm going to connect there. And then, of course, there's, last but not least, Little House on the Prairie. Okay. Gonna go to Mankato. Okay, so we're in Mankato. Okay. So those are all the universities that we are connected to in prayer that I had access to after all the manipulations through the people mind-fucking me through electronic arts and military intel. So those are the ones we have left. If I had access to IBM Watson and could backward compatible my 12 teams, it would radically change. But I don't see that happening, so this is where we're going to stay until further notice, and hopefully the further notice isn't too far away. I'm not giving them the same timetables. You know, I'm not a bad actor. You know, you can have a coffee pot to the head and a fork under the chin faster than you can say, I no longer want to send this in. Yeah, well, don't fuck with me. Yeah, don't poke the bear, old Mary Lee Ortega. Yeah, don't poke the bear. Don't wrestle with this bear. Right now I feel like, well, yeah, shit, yeah, they're mean. But guys, no, Suzuki told me that, and so did Senya Sin. He goes, no, you're fine. You know, you still have enough. You live in a nice thing. They can agitate you and irritate you, but they know if they kill you, that they're more vulnerable to the Chinese and the Japanese and all the people that want them dead. So they're just going to agitate you to keep their position of power until they think there's a better option. And they're sick fuckers. God, they're horrible. Sheriff John Brown, yeah, I'm his wife. I hear you ain't. Yeah, that's how they are. And they've been that way for a long time. And it affects the women. And then you get the 40 acres and a mule mentality of Stephanie Lane it's mine, so I want it, so I take it, Patrice. And that's a wrong, Ira's mentality is wrong. Okay. And then you have to knock the fuck out of the biggest one, and then all their courage evaporates with his ego. And well, the cool thing was Patrick Holland. He was acting a lot like that. And then when he sat down and talked to me, and the way I was raised by Dad when he kicked my ass because I was the boy and the girls were different, when he talked about, stealing car stereos, I said, no, it's just like up in Colville, the people leave their stuff, all that. The only reason why I locked up my bike is because, my cousin might be coming, my cousin Chewy from Albuquerque might be in the neighborhood, right? But I'm the type of person, you shouldn't have to lock it up. You just put it away so the coons don't get it, and the bears don't get it, and all that. But other human beings, no. Empathy and respect. You're a human being. You're a gracious good shepherd. You're not a bearer. You're not the spirit of the wolf. You're a human being. You're not an animal acting on instinct. You're not a killer on the world with your mind squirming like a toad. If you give this man a ride, sweet memory will die. Gotta love your man. The world on you depends. That life will never end. Gotta love your man, right? If your children all become homosexuals and fuck themselves off the planet, don't you think that's exactly what your business partners' enemies that could be business partners with want? God damn it, Jenny. You don't let me meet the kids and talk to the kids. Shit. I'm pissed. You don't bring kiddos in the room, have me fall in love with them like Aaron and Brian and Gilbert, and then take them away. You don't bring Willow and Jaden and Trey in the room and then give them to those fucked up business partners of yours that they went to school, get back to Victor Maitland, and you can't get them the fuck out of Victor Maitland's fucking pharmacy. I'm pissed. It hurts. Okay? They did the same thing with Amy's kids. They did the same thing with Patrick. He's such a wimp. He won't kill us all. No, forgive them 7 times upon infinity. But I tell you this. If you keep raping my children with your technology, okay, the moment I get you alone, I'm not fucking Quentin Tarantino and Jet Li. Permission to execute? No, you're all fucked. Look behind you. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Hey. I have truth on my side. You don't. Okay? Thanks, guys. Thanks, Javon. That was a good prayer connection. I was right to like you. My little Houston cutie pie. Yeah, you're cute. No, I don't wish for younger days. No, I get you. I like that song too. I like Lionel too. I like Ronald too. I like Walter. Yeah, I like the. It's really. I like the Commodores a lot too. They're a lot of fun. They're gospel-y. I was upset when Lionel tried to become the Black Kenny Rogers too. It was how he had to pay the bills. It's Diana Ross singing "I'm Coming Up," so I whistles all the respectfully Inside Out. When she went all Mrs. The queen of the damned. She still is. Okay. The queen of the damned, yes, because it's economic warfare, genocidal tribal warfare, and killing off people with bad brain activity, and they don't even see it coming because they are so stupid that we can program them like a video game, and we can't get them to do anything they want to do. God dang, it's out of sight, but let's get the hell out of the trunk and get Clooney's dick out of Jennifer's butt. She's married. Okay, God damn it. It's not right. That's like Mrs. Loving being in jail. Not here, she ain't. And then him wanting to send people in and him wanting to fuck her himself because these monsters Ball and Pete O'Boyle and Billy Bob Thornton on crack, right? And poor Heath Ledger's killing himself because he can't tolerate it and he doesn't want to grow up to be like them. Make it stop. I'm working on it. But I'm not M. Night Shyamalan's imagination, baby. I'm for real. Thanks, Missy. That was really cool. I really dig you. I was right to be attracted to that woman. I like her. I really like her. Pull my fingernails out of my hands. I really like her. Dulcinea. Little bird in the cinnamon trees. Oh, I like Cardi B too and Nicki Minaj. They're harder to talk to. Megan's calmer. She sits down and you can talk to her and you're like, damn, girl, you give me a sultry laugh, man. Yeah. You want to book a flight to Vegas? I'm the black man. No, I look like Barry Gibb. I don't look like Dr. Dre. No, girl, okay. Can't help you out with any of that stuff. Best athlete ever. Best protection of children from people with big dicks and egos. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If that turns you on, then give me a call. And, yeah, like and subscribe and comment on my video. I'm just kidding around, but you know what I mean. I'm not kidding around. I'm actually very serious. If she did, it would have to trend, and then I'd get excited. Guys, I live in Las Cruces, New Mexico, with a bunch of assholes at fucking Blake's sitting there inventing Jennifer Lopez Twitter pages to try to make me look bad because I get excited because I want kids to get excited because we're post-apocalypse, because I'm better than all the assholes who think they're smarter than me and funnier than me, and, in the hellhole of, hey, we need money to fuck, and I'm a better man than he is because I have money to fuck. Seriously? Oh, man. Oh, my. What was it? I'm Keith Hernandez, right? Knock it off. Stop being an asshole. They caught you on camera. We stayed until it was over. Okay? Chica bonita. Don't act like a chick. Act like a man. You are one. Now, well, because I'm here again. Daddy's home.